In the very beginning, we were not the kings of this land, but mere prey. We trembled in the deep shadows, watching a world that showed absolutely no mercy to the weak. Amidst the thick mud and the swaying high grass, we didn't just search for scraps of food. We searched for a golden opportunity, a way to shift the scales of power forever. This ancient stone, it was heavy enough to crush the strongest bone, and sharp enough to become a lethal extension of our iron will to survive against all odds. With a single decisive strike of certainty, the very first spark was born. It wasn't just a fire for warmth. It was the first true declaration of human sovereignty over this vast planet. The cold stone was transformed into a razor-sharp blade. Now, we strip nature of its deepest secrets and clothe our weary bodies in the hides of those who once dared to hunt us. Stand tall now and look back at the path with pride. The great beast that once chased you into the dark now fears your very shadow and flees from the light of your soul. We finally learned that true power lies in the mastery of distance. We carved the ancient wood with our own blood, creating the first weapon to ever cross the boundary of fear. The wooden spear was our long reach into the realm of the impossible. We trained our hands until our throws became a destiny that never, ever misses its intended mark. By binding lethal stone to tempered wood, the sharp flint began to fly with pure human intelligence. It was a technology born from the very depths of necessity and struggle. Move in total silence, for the spear in your hand is the chilling stillness before the storm. You are no longer the frightened prey. You are now the undisputed master of the hunt. A single lightning strike from behind the jagged rocks changed the entire history of hunger. We reached the heart of the beast long before it could ever reach out to touch us. The tribe now carries back more than just meat for the fire. They carry a legacy of pride. With these spears, we became a family protected by blades that shall never break. When the dark sky split open and fell with roaring fire, we did not run in fear. Instead, we tamed the thunder itself, making it a loyal companion to guard us through our coldest, loneliest nights. Gathered around the sacred glow of the fire, we whispered our very first stories into the dark. This warmth was not just for our shivering bodies, but for the very soul of the human community being born. Draw the bowstring back to its limit and hold your breath in your chest. At the sharpened tip of this arrow lies the ultimate fate of the tribe and the entire future of all mankind. It cuts through the cold air like a silent whisper of destiny. True victory was never about the act of the kill, but the absolute precision of the mind. The arrow that strikes the heart is the final proof that we have truly become the undisputed masters of this earth. In the freezing heart of the great ice storm, where even mountains seemed to vanish, the giants marched forward, and we followed closely in their heavy footsteps, defying the shadow of extinction itself. The Atlatl, the revolutionary arm that defeated the harsh laws of nature. The spear was no longer just a piece of wood. It became a lethal human thunderbolt launched with unmatched strength and fury. Sprint through the blinding snow as if you are the spirit of the wind itself. Prepare for the one throw that will feed your hungry children through a long, bitter winter that feels like it may never end. The mammoth roared in defiance, but its ancient cry was lost in a relentless rain of human spears. Today, the great mountain of flesh fell before the unyielding iron will of the human spirit. Standing victorious atop the fallen giant, we finally claimed our rightful place. We were no longer just hunting for meat to survive. We were hunting for our own eternal immortality on this wild planet. As time passed, our weapons were transformed into a sacred art. The Danish dagger tells the epic story of a human being who no longer just survived, but fell deeply in love with the act of creation. Upon these silent cave walls, we painted our eternal story with the very blood of the earth. Our battles, our hunts, and our greatest dreams. We left them here so that time would never, ever forget us. But such immense power always came with a heavy price. Rage was born among us, and our first wars began. The tools that once saved us from beasts now threatened to destroy everything we built. The vast ages turned, and the cold stone melted into the raging fires of bronze. A new sword was forged for a new time, but the hand that holds it has remained the same across the millennia. We look at their remains in museums with a distant wonder, failing to realize that our own pulse is the echo of their heavy footsteps, and our civilization is the fruit of their endless struggle.